Hey, good morning everybody, it's Mike, and thanks for jumping on here with me this morning as we continue our conversation this week about target audiences, areas of focus, specialties, niches. I don't know, you call it whatever you want to. I call it a target audience. But it goes to answer the question, who's your people? Who are you doing business with? Who's going to buy and sell homes with you this year? And highly successful agents can define this very narrowly. Think about doctors and lawyers. If you get arrested for murder tonight, are you calling Brett at Luter Larkin to get you out of prison? No, you wouldn't call your real estate closing attorney if you got arrested for murder. You'd call somebody that does that part of the law, right? If I hurt my knee, I'm not going to a heart surgeon. If you're having a baby, you're not going to a foot specialist, right? And all these other professionals, the more specialized they are, the better they do. But it's very common for me to hear, oh, I'm not sure what my thing should be, what my specialty should be. And one rainy weekend, I sat down and made a list of 87 different unique specialties that I was aware of. And I think there's more than 87. I just ran out of time and interest. I'm like, okay, that's enough. I'm done with this. It goes on and on. So I want to, just in the next minute or two, I want to highlight a couple of them and remind you of a couple things. Number one, first, watch out for big, broad categories. We discussed this yesterday, right? Like luxury. Like, that doesn't define anything. That's a type of real estate. It's not a specialty. How are you going to do that? First-time home buyers. You're going to have to market yourself to 7 million people to get to that audience. And you just don't have the time and resources to do that. Start a lot smaller. Seniors is another one I hear. You ain't marketing yourselves to seniors in the Atlanta region. You're not. Why? It's going to take millions of dollars to do that. Start really small. Instead of starting with big, broad, general categories like that, define it down. Keep defining it. Get it down really small. Get it down to what you could do, and then build out from there. Once you get going, you get up ahead of steam, you're building up some transactional business, then you can build it out. Okay? I want to give you a couple of ideas this morning and show you how they're connected. All right, and I'm just making a note to myself as I'm talking to you because I've got something really, a story to share with you. Probably won't do it today, but by Thursday I will, and it's really important in regards to this. But some target audiences and how they might be connected, because you don't just have to have one, you can have multiple if it makes sense. And by sense I mean this, open houses. In today's marketplace, I love hearing all the positive stories that come out of the open houses that y'all are holding. And I think that's great. I think those of you that know, if I could just get face-to-face with people, I do really well. I have really strong people skills. I call them soft skills. I do great when I get face-to-face with people. You know, in our office, who's a great example of this? Claire Williams. Okay, so Claire has a big personality and a big voice. I can hear her from the parking lot. And Claire, I'm teasing with you. But to know Claire is to like her. Who knows Claire and doesn't like her? Everybody does. So Claire, in her mind, might be saying, well, look, I mean, it's not being egotistical. I've just learned in my life that when I'm face-to-face with people, I tend to do really well. I'm like, well, then open houses takes advantage of a personality trait that she has, an inherent strength, just something she's just good at. Other people may go, that's not me. Well, that's fine. That's what this whole conversation is about. But for somebody like Claire, open houses make all the sense in the world, and she's going to be highly successful with it. People are going to leave her open houses and just say, you know, I just like her. We just got along really great. I like working with her. I think that would be fun. That's what they say in their car as they're leaving her open houses. If you're similar, might be something you consider. What's another target audience that tags onto that? Well, open houses are really just a buyer lead generation strategy. So online buyer lead generation strategy combined with open houses makes sense. They're similar. You're using similar skills and tactics and strategies. It's a similar focus, right? So an example of an online lead generation strategy would be our ad campaign that we have with Boomtown. Right. So Claire, if you're listening to me right now, should Claire be doing open houses? Oh, absolutely. It's just a perfect fit for her. Could she also add on online lead generation? Absolutely. It's a natural fit. It's hand in glove, right? Now, when it comes to online lead generation strategies, there's two types. There's monthly fees and there's back-end referral fees. I really don't like the back-end referral fee programs. An example of that would be Zillow or Realtor.com, where they want anywhere from 30 to 40% of your commission income at closing. Now, you didn't have to pay anything each month. You're only paying for success, and I get that whole argument. People seem to like that. But then you're giving up 30 to 40% of your income right off the top. So it's really more to you than 40%. After you figure in your like FMLS fees and me and everything else that you have in your business, you're really giving them more than 50% of your net income. And I think that's just too much money. I think that's crazy. When you can do something like our ad campaign with Boomtown and pay $300 a month versus 40, 50+% of your income, that just doesn't make sense. But an online buyer lead generation strategy combined with open houses for somebody like Claire makes all the sense in the world. You want another example? This isn't for everybody. Some of you go, I don't like doing this. I don't care. Quit focusing on what you don't like and let's focus on what you do. But another example would be for sale by owners and expired listings. They're a little bit different in your approach to them, but they're similar in the overall strategy. So if you're doing one, you might as well be doing the other group too, because they're going to work hand in glove. You want another one? Like, I could keep doing this for hours. I'm not going to, but I could. And then you come into my office and say, I can't think of anything. And I'm like, but I could sit around and talk about this for hours, for days. And this is the fun part of the business. You want another example? How about investors, which on the surface is a big, broad, general category that you're going to get lost in. But then, like, what kind of investors? And then there's all different kinds. There's fix and flip investors. There's buy and hold investors. Look at Jay Manning. You want a great example of this? Look at what she does. She works with investors, but mostly Section 8 type housing. And Jay knows more about Section 8 housing than anybody I've ever met. And if you're an investor and you want guaranteed rent every month and you don't want to hassle with collections and evictions and all that stuff, Jay's your girl. Like, you're crazy if you're an investor and this is the kind of real estate you want. You want buy and hold and you want these locations and this type of guaranteed rent. You're crazy if you're not working with her, because she knows the ins and outs of all of it. And she's going to help you be more successful. How about Airbnb type properties? Are there investors out there that aren't fix and flip and they're not buy and hold? They're more of a Airbnb type of strategy. And that's kind of cool and hip and chic these days, right? Everybody thinks that's real novel. Could you focus on that? Could you know more about Airbnb type properties? What properties can go that way? What cannot? Where you win, where you lose? Yeah. And then you would be able to speak to that, wouldn't you? And you would be able to market yourself very specifically to investors that want to do that type of investing. Gosh, we could just keep going on this for a long time, but And I'm excited about it. See, this gets my heart rate up. I love this part of our business, but I'm out of time. So I'll close with this. Get your little fanny out there and make it happen for yourself today. Get up, go, now, right now. Get up, go, 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 go.